But how are we all doing? How's tricks? How are we finding midweek at the end of October? How's work going? How's life going? How's your family going? How's health going? How's everything going? It's a good opportunity for a catch-up. Evening Key, how are things? They're all good, Alex. How are things with you, my mate? Good to see you, man. Come on. Where are we? We're very near kick-off here at Grimsby and Brentford in the Carabao Cup. That's the game we're doing tonight. Plenty of games going on tonight. Lots of Carabao Cup action. Obviously, the main Carabao Cup games seem to be tomorrow. Got Arsenal against Brighton, Newcastle, Tottenham. Manchester City away at Swansea, of course. And the game that we're doing is going to be Liverpool against Palace at Anfield, which I'm a little teeny bit nervous for. But we'll see. We shall see how it all goes down. Crystal Palace tomorrow, mate. Yeah, it is. It is indeed. How are you feeling about it, man? Alex, seeing Rodgers has resigned, I'm feeling nervous. Yeah, I was gonna say. Oh, that's an early foul for Grimsby. That might be a yellow, you know that. I tell you what, Liverpool got a penalty given against them for less than that at the weekend. Fabio Carvalho with the foul. Shocking that. 20 seconds in, and we've already had a questionable tackle from Brentford. We just get the old clock up. Clock. I said 30, what are we on, 34 seconds? 35, 36, 37, okay, right, there you go. That's kind of what we're up to, I think. Thereabouts. There you go. Callum, how's it going? Ronnie, good to see you, cutting it fine, Key. Hey, I know, mate, I know. Ronnie, evening, mate. I was supposed to have a tooth taken out today, but nope, they cancelled. Nick Knack, hi, Key and the gang, good to see you, mate. How's it going? No clock up yet. Oh, you're on it. Yes, sorry. The clock was a slight delay, but we're on. Yeah, I was going to say, Brendan Rodgers resigning at Celtic. We have to talk about that, don't we? We have to talk about Brendan Rodgers and Celtic and what's going on there. Ethan says, what can you watch it on? What, Grimsby and Brentford? You can watch it on Sky Sports, mate. You just have to red button. Go to Sky Sports 1. Click the old red button. And you can watch it. Yeah, that's how I'm watching it. Nick Knack, I kind of feel invested in Grimsby's cup run now. I know, but you know, I feel the same, to be honest. I just think it's going to be a better game tonight than I thought it might be. So, Ollie, what happened to the AC Milan game? I think it's still going on. Yeah, I think it's still happening, unless they've cancelled it because we've cancelled it. Daniel, is Cardiff versus Wrexham a derby? Not really. I mean, it's a Wales derby. It's two football league teams from Wales. So in that sense, it's a derby. But Wrexham and Cardiff are nowhere near each other. It's North Wales and South Wales, isn't it? Nick Knack says, does anyone care about Scottish football though? Well, I mean, Scottish people do. Mad Pup, who comes in and watches us regularly. He's one of our regs on here. You know, I would dare say nobody cares about Scottish football. John T says Brentford to win over 2.5 goals. It's not a bad shout. Hey, listen, plenty would have said the same for Man United tonight, wouldn't they? Man United to win over 2.5 goals at Brentford. And there was over 2.5 goals, but United didn't win. Daniel, you look more cheery today. I'm always cheery. Did I not look cheery the other day? Honestly, I'm genuinely always cheery as a rule. I mean, Liverpool getting beat is not good for the soul, but yeah, generally I'm pretty fine. There's not really an awful lot that gets you down. Life's just easy come, easy go. Life's good. Like I said, you wake up in the morning, you go like that. As long as you're not touching wood, good day. It's a good day. Every day above ground. Ronnie says they knocked us out. I do have a bit of respect for Grimsby, and the whole Grimsby loss is old now. It was embarrassing, but I'm over it now. Yeah, it's yesterday's chip paper now, isn't it? Yesterday's chip wrapping. Alex, how did Napoli get on? I saw most of the game but missed the end. Yeah, they won 1-0 in the end, man. Adam says 4-1 Brentford and I live in Grimsby. Well, it's Atalanta 0, AC Milan 1. We've had an early goal there, and it's Samuel Ritchie who scored. How was your performance yesterday? I didn't play. We didn't play. No, it got cancelled. Not enough people wanted to play. I was ready to go. I was absolutely raring to go, and then I got a message from a few of the lads, and they were basically saying that they can't make it, last minute, half term, kids are off, and I think in a long roundabout way, they were basically saying it's cold outside, it's wet outside, it's winter. I'm not a young man anymore. So I just said, all right, fair enough. I think there would have been about 7 of us. If we'd have actually cracked on and played, it would have been about, there'd maybe been 7 of us. So we just decided we'll park it and we'll go next week. So, yeah, next Monday I'm back on it. Adam says, so the team that embarrassed United and the team that embarrassed you lot, who will win? Thanks for reminding me of that. I still think Brentford. Yeah, Brentford should win this one tonight, shouldn't they? Oh, yeah, I see you on them fan reaction TV on YouTube when Liverpool lose. Yeah, I was going to say, mate, everyone seems to be clipping me up at the minute. It's nice. It's nice. But it's not so nice because Liverpool are getting beat. But, yeah, everyone seems to be clipping me up at the minute. Ronnie, they chickened out because it was cold and wet. Well, pretty much, yeah. Pretty much. Seven is enough for cupsies. What's cupsies? That's a new one on me. I've never heard of cupsies. Is that like knockouts? Assume that's what knockout's called down south. We have knockout and knockout purrs. Which I get, that sounds like cupsies. I'm guessing that's what it means. To be honest, when we was kids, if there was only like 6 or 7 of you, you would play, I guess knockouts. Yeah, we'd have knockout and knockout pairs. Knockout pairs was only if there was like 30 of you. And then it was like 1 in goal. And the best player's on his own. And then like 14 pairs for knockout pairs. They were the days. But to be honest, if there was only like 7 or 8 of us, you'd just play red arse. Or raw arse, depending on whereabouts in the country you're from. And raw arse is just heads and volleys. And if you get caught and you're on, you have to spell raw arse, and then everyone just has a shot at you with you bending. So yeah. I haven't heard knockout, I've heard Wembley. Do you know what? I used to work with a lad who was from Shrewsbury, and he said it was called Wembley. So, I don't know, maybe it's just... Adam says, your friends wouldn't last 5 minutes on a cold and windy night in Stoke. They're no friends of mine. They are no friends of mine, I must assure you. They are literally just a bunch of blokes that I have managed to cobble... Oh, big chance for Brentford, must be... Yeah, just a bunch of blokes that I've managed to cobble together via various connections on, Facebook and wherever else. Who fancies a game of football, basically. I've never met them until like a week ago. Nick Knack says the old hang from the bar scenario. Lisha says it sounds interesting, that. And Jay Sakini, I was expecting you to be doing Frankfurt Dortmund instead, mate. Yeah, I was thinking of doing Frankfurt Dortmund, but do you know what it is? Because the Bundesliga stuff has been divvied out now to the other places on YouTube. it's almost a little bit pointless doing watch-alongs for him, I find, because, I mean, I know that kind of defeats, like, everyone's got Sky Sports, everyone's watching this, but because there's the Bundesliga on YouTube, I don't know if the Frankfurt Dortmund game was on tonight, but because the Bundesliga games are on YouTube, generally speaking, you get less views. And not that I'm trying to hunt for views or anything, I'm genuinely not. I'll watch the games that I find interesting. But, you know, at the same time, you have to try and do a little bit of both. So, yeah. Ronnie, Newcastle v Tottenham tomorrow should be a good one. But also I have Brighton to cause an upset against Arsenal because of us beating them over the weekend. Wickham 1, Fulham 0. Bloody hell. Wickham against Fulham. And the Wanderers are in front. Bloody hell, that's a great shout. Wickham have had a couple of good cup runs over the years. I don't know if you remember Wickham I think it was 2001. Yeah, do you remember 2001? Wickham got to was it the League Cup or the FA Cup semi-final? They played us. They played Liverpool. Robbie Fowler scored a free kick against them in like the last minute at Villa Park. Back in the days when FA Cup semi-finals were at grounds around the country. And Liverpool beat Wickham. I think it was the year that Roy Sando scored for Wickham at Leicester City in I'm sure it's the FA Cup. Yeah, I think it was the FA Cup. The legend, good evening. Hopefully Salah will be rested tomorrow. Don't appreciate his selfishness lately. Selfishness? Do you think it's selfishness with Salah? That's interesting. Charmy says, Key, how about a top 5 Liverpool losses so far this year as the half-time quiz? Daniel, what do you call the game where you knock on a door and run away? That is just knock and run. Yeah. Knock and run. Manhunt. We did have a game called, well, I don't know if I can say it actually, to be fair. I'm not gonna say it. It was German bar stewards, but without the bar stewards. Frankfurt 2, Dortmund 1, yeah, German bar steward, which was basically word. It was like manhunt, but when you found people on your team, you had to basically beat them until they gave you the password. So, yeah, we had all sorts of fun games when we were a kid. Nick Nack says Salah's always been selfish. Best players usually are, though, aren't they? Certainly strikers. Legend says Palace is tough as nails for us, which Liverpool will turn up. I honestly would say that we will get the results that we need against Palace tomorrow. I think it'll be a tough game, you're right, but I think we'll do it. Big chance for Grimsby. Hit it! Oh, refs give a free kick. Connor, I am in the youth academy for Bromley FC. Everton want me. Should I join for my career, then leave at 19? No. No, I think you should stay at Bromley, mate. Daniel, they're not very creative with names of games where you're from. Tell me about it. That's one of the things I used to complain about regularly. These games, they are not very creative in terms of how they are named. Ronnie, Chelsea fans will eventually find out how much a bad egg Garnacho is. I don't actually even necessarily think it's about him being a bad egg per se. He's just not. He's not as good a player as he thinks he is, and he's not as good a player as maybe Chelsea thought he was. Nick Nack says, are you bothered about the Carabao Cup though? I am. Yeah, absolutely. Listen, it's another trophy to win. We have got, to a degree, we have got a bit of vengeance to get past Newcastle after last year. I think we'll want to try and, avenge that to some degree. And the League Cup is a competition we've historically always done well in as a club as well. I don't know if it's still the case, but we were at one point the team that has won the most League Cups. I don't know if we still are. I can't remember if I think we might have been overtaken by maybe City at some point. But yeah, we were at one point certainly the team with the most League Cups. And Shankly and Paisley and others, they used to say that it was kind of... It set up a team for winning because you won it early in the season, didn't you? You kind of won it mid-season. Did you play British Bulldog? We used to just call it Bulldog. Yeah, it was just Bulldog. And yeah, but that got banned. That got banned in school when I was just leaving. Just when I was just leaving primary school, it got banned. Because too many people were literally getting, like, clotheslined on a cement playground. Daniel, have you seen the commentary dug up on Liverpool's set pieces? The commentary dug up on Liverpool's set pieces? No, I haven't. No, what's that? I've not heard anything about it. Chimey, huge thank you to Chelsea for helping us improve our attack. Well, here's me thinking that we would get a fast start in this one, but sadly no, it's been pretty quiet. We've not had a chance for either team yet. 15 minutes in, it's been pretty dull. Knick-knack, they even banned football stickers at my school. Did they really? I think we got Pogs banned at one point. Goes back a fair bit. Pogs. There might have been I think we might have had that as well. Maybe like Merlin stickers might have been an issue at some point because people were trading their full lunches for shinies. Pernaldinho, how's Brentford been? They've not really had a kick, if I'm dead honest with you, mate. Brentford are defending quite well. Grimsby seem to be playing a lot of long balls, a lot of direct balls into the box, but they're knocking it around all right. Brentford did have one half chance, maybe about 15 minutes in. It was about 10 minutes ago, and Carvalho just couldn't quite take it. He snatched at it, and Grimsby blocked the shot, but he was in a really good position. Now Grimsby down the right-hand side, stood up. Ooh, just about cleared away by Brentford. Adam, imagine being Newcastle, winning the League Cup and thinking you're on the rise and having this summer. I know, but the thing is, Newcastle fans will tell you they are still on the rise. You know, they've got Voltemada and all that. You know, they've made some great. I just think Elanga's not been the signing they thought he would be. Knick-knack says Grimsby doing okay so far. Yeah, they're doing all right, aren't they? It's not been bad from Grimsby. Daniel, how Liverpool scored 50 set pieces, 50 set piece goals between 2019 to 2020. The media praised heavily. I've not seen that at all. No, I haven't seen that at all. But I think the difference with Liverpool and Arsenal would be the percentage of goals scored by set pieces. I think that's the issue, Daniel, is not necessarily that goals scored from set pieces are bad. It's the percentage of goals scored from set pieces as a total of numbers of goals scored. That's the issue. And like it's been raised by, I don't know if you've seen there's a popular I can't remember his name now. He's a scout. He's a professional scout, like a UEFA licensed, registered scout. And he was talking about how the game's heading towards set pieces, and it's been known for some time in the game. And, you know, other coaches have gone different routes to try and counter the lack of space in between the lines. So what they've done is, like, Guardiola has bought very, very fast wingers to try and beat the fullbacks. He's gone 1v1 and tried to get to the byline and pull it back. And like, that's how City have done it. But it's a little bit repetitive and it can get quite stale. Arsenal have gone the other route. They've gone set pieces. They've gone physicality. They've gone strength in the air. But again, can get a little bit repetitive, can get a little bit stale. Liverpool haven't really done either. We've kind of varied our play up. It's not like we've not scored set pieces, and we can do a bit of everything. But inevitably we've had problems as well by not scoring enough. But yeah, I think the bigger issue is definitely that. It's not that set pieces are bad. That's people being a little bit facetious. They know what the problem is. They know what the issue is. No one is saying anything about set pieces being bad. You can score set pieces. It's absolutely fine to score set pieces. The issue is, are you scoring set pieces? Like, is that all you're relying on? For Arsenal, for me, for Arsenal to be top of the Premier League and to be ranked 17th in open play goals is astonishing. Now, you can draw other conclusions from that, but that is, for a team to be top of the league and to be 17th in terms of open play goals is like a real all eggs in one basket type of scenario. And it kind of gives me a little bit of hope, if I'm dead honest. As a Liverpool fan, it gives me a lot of hope that that's the position Arsenal find themselves in. Because I do think it points to maybe being a little bit one-dimensional, which I don't think you can accuse Liverpool of being. Even though we've not been as good, inevitably Arsenal have been a lot more efficient. I think you can't accuse Liverpool and City of being one-dimensional, but you can absolutely point that finger at Arsenal. Nick Nack says the ranking that matters is where you are in the table. Nobody won anything for being top of the goals in open play table. No, I know, but okay, well, maybe I'm a purist then. Maybe I'm a purist and I look at it as, well, I want to see people entertained. I want to be entertained. I want to watch football to be entertained. And I don't find... I find Arsenal's style of play really, really boring. I don't find that to be a bitter... It's not bitterness, that, because you've got Arsenal fans themselves saying it. So, like, we can argue all day about, well, yeah, all that matters is the table. And you'd be right. You absolutely... Listen, I totally get it. Arsenal are by far the most efficient side in the Premier League this season so far. I've not denied that at all. But they're not easy on the eye, are they? They're really not easy on the eye. Zendern, how do you feel about the weekend? We're above Liverpool. Who would have thought? Hey, listen, enjoy it, mate. It's very, very rare that Man United have been above Liverpool for the last 10 plus years. So yeah, it's a nice little novelty for you. I don't imagine it'll last very long, so enjoy it while you can. How do I feel about the weekend? Fine. Yeah, I think we'll beat Palace tomorrow. The weekend we've got Villa at home. Villa have been a little bit up and down recently. Good result for them against City, but they were terrible away at Go-Ahead Eagles. So that could be anything, that. And then we've got Real Madrid in the Champions League the week after. So big run of games for Liverpool coming up. Daniel, do you think defence isn't appreciated or it's rage bait as Arsenal are the most interacted team? Interacted team? In what sense interacted? The most interacted. Brentford have scored! Get in! Well, that was a good goal. Who was it? Jensen who scored it, I think. Jensen. Jensen putting Brentford 1-0 in front. It was a lovely little ball out to the edge of the box, and he just curls it into the far corner. I thought it took a deflection, actually. It looked like it was going wide. Does this take a nick? Or does he just... Oh, he's just passed that into the corner. That's a beautiful goal. That's a really good goal. Great goal from Jensen, and it's Grimsby 0, Brentford 1. The captain, the skipper, Jensen. Daniel says Liverpool try to mimic PSG but don't have the same technical players. Possibly that, yeah. It could. I don't disagree with you that PSG have been better than Liverpool over the last 12 months, but it's not. There's not much in it. There really isn't much in it. Hey up, Joe. How's it going? Dan, I have a feeling Arsenal will bottle the league. And Daniel, I think you can point the same finger. They both rely on their two-star players. Dan, I am a United fan. I find their football boring. They were lucky to win against us. And Reece, 5 points ahead in the league, now 7 points behind. Tut Liverpool. Daniel, most clickable fans will interact with the post, comment, repost, post other content. Do you think Arsenal are the most interacted team in the Premier League? No. No. That's no. 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 No, not even close. Not even close. I bet Arsenal are about 4th in that list. I would be amazed if Arsenal are in the top 3. I think Liverpool, Man United for sure, well ahead of Arsenal. After that, you're probably looking at Chelsea. Chelsea have a massive, massive following. Arsenal too, but I don't think they have a bigger following than Chelsea. But that's probably a lot closer. Chelsea, Arsenal, probably a lot closer. I'd be amazed if they're ahead of Liverpool and United, though. Nick Knack says, losing 5-0 to Newcastle and 6-3 to Southampton. Oh, yeah, that was the same season, wasn't it? That was when they had the grey kit. Do you know what? City's kit. Did you not think City's kit against Villa the other night was a little bit like that? Oh, Grimsby. That would have been a wonderful goal if that had gone through. Unlucky. Bit offside at the end, but well done. Zendun, what are your genuine thoughts on United this season, and do you think they can get into the top 6 this season? Well, more importantly, Zendun, do you think they can? Do you think United can get in the top 6? Because I'm astonished. Let me know if you're watching this. Do you think United can get in the top 6? I keep getting called like all names for saying United have no chance, and I'm not saying it like it's not clickbait. It's not. United are having a little bit of a purple patch at the minute, but let's not forget the team that we've seen over the last however long. It literally wasn't. Was it like 4 or 5 weeks ago that Amorim was talking about getting sacked? There was United fans wanting Amorim sacked. This is how quick it just flip-flops between United fans. They wanted him out. They wanted him sacked. They've had a little run of 3 games. All of a sudden, it's all rosy. Can we qualify for the Champions League? Oh, have a day off. Honestly. Liam Vernon says, yes, top 8. Top 8, maybe top 6. They only need to be better than Brighton and Villa. They're definitely not going to be ahead of Chelsea. They're definitely not going to be ahead of Tottenham. They're definitely not going to be ahead of Liverpool, City or Arsenal. So then that's 6th, innit? Then it's a toss-up between them, Newcastle, Villa, Brighton. And I just don't see United being better than all of them. So top 6 to me is madness. It's 2. Great goal again. It's another lovely cross. And Lewis Potter with the goal. We're starting to see Grimsby get opened up here. It's a lovely little cross from the left-hand side. Who is this who scores it? Oh, sorry, who's the one who crosses it? Lewis Potter with the header. It's a tap-in the end. But who is it who actually puts the cross in? I'm looking down that left-hand side. It might have been Reece Nelson, you know. I think it was. It is, you know, Reece Nelson, good little bit of pace, good little burst of pace, gets to the byline, stands it up nicely, keeper no chance, and it's a header from just outside the 6-yard box from Lewis Potter. Good goal, that. 2-0 Brentford. Easy peasy, game over. Ginger says, United aren't fixed, but it's a vast improvement. We need to get Europa League. I genuinely believe United's best chance of getting Europa League is winning the FA Cup again. That's the only way United do it. I don't think they get it through the league. I think the league they're just not better. Patently, they're not better than Chelsea or Spurs. They're not finishing above Chelsea or Spurs. I don't think. I don't think they're better than Newcastle. Wrexham 0, Cardiff 1. So if they're not better than Chelsea, they're not better than Newcastle, they're not better than the Spurs, and they're not better than Arsenal, they're not better than Liverpool, they're not better than the City, then that's 7th. And 7th is about the best, I would say. With like a really, really good wind, that is about the best that Manchester United can muster. And even then, they have to finish above Villa and Brighton. And Bournemouth, by the way. Look how well Bournemouth are doing. Bournemouth, you can't be writing Bournemouth off. You know, Bournemouth were 5 points off a Champions League place last year, weren't they? Oh no, that was Brighton. Brighton were 5 points off a Champions League place last year. You know, could they kick on? Hey, yo, Pav, how's it going? Good to see you. Reese, if United get anything, they'll maybe scrape the Conference League. And Dan, I think we have to wait till Christmas to find out or get an idea who's going to win it. Reece, key when do Liverpool have to have a serious conversation about Konate in defence? Konate's been one of our best defenders last couple of games. Yeah, not even one of the best defender, I would say. He's been our best defender the last 2 or 3 games. B says Arsenal would be ahead of Chelsea, United, Liverpool, Arsenal, 3 biggest clubs by a distance. I disagree. I think Chelsea and City are bigger than Arsenal, but to each their own. Joe says, Key, hasn't Konate been your best player past few games? He's kept you in them. That's true, yeah. G. Lawrence, Key, Liverpool went from 5 points clear to 7 points behind in just 4 games. Hey, nothing gets past you, mate. No flies on you. Nick Nack, no other team seems to play with the intensity that Manchester United do. Trouble is, they have decent forwards now in Mbeumo and Cunha. No other team seems to play with the intensity that Man United do. I just think they look all over the place. I think they look chaotic. Brighton were the better team for large parts of that game the other day. And then Brighton just made repeated errors. I can't believe how bad Carlos Baleba was in that game. So bad. But I agree with Mbeumo and Cunha. Mbeumo and Cunha are very, very good forwards. 100% agree with that. Oh, sorry, Bournemouth. Yes, yeah, Bournemouth. Nobody can match the intensity of Bournemouth, says Nick Nack. Let me just correct that. Yes, I would agree with that. Yeah, Andoni Iraola's got him running through brick walls for him, hasn't he? And it's one of them where they just... It reminds me a little bit of Klopp's Liverpool in that they are like the Red Arrows. When they all come forward, they just seem to overrun teams. Here's Reece Nelson down the left-hand side. Chance, should be 3. Oh, nearly just about cleared away. Very nearly 3, that. But hey, Grimsby are doing all right this season. I mean, I know they're 2-0 down, but they're 6th in League 2. Blundell Park's been a difficult hunting ground for a lot of teams this season. They knocked United out. They knocked Sheffield Wednesday out in the Cup, so they're on a bit of a cup run. This would be a disappointing end if they were to fizzle out against Brentford, albeit a good Brentford side. That's really good play. Wickham beating Fulham, says Dan. I know, yeah, mate, I spotted that. It's a good result, that, if Wickham can hang on, isn't it? Great result. So we've had some giant killings in the Cup. Might be another one tomorrow. Might be another one tomorrow if Liverpool beat Palace. Taylor H, I feel so sorry for Grimsby. And Alex says, Mark Gay a must for January. No, I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think Mark Gay comes now. I don't think Mark Gay comes to Liverpool at all. If he does, it'll be in the summer. We're not going to pay for him in January. Yeah, we don't really need him. We don't really need him unless he's planning on actually switching to a back 3. We don't need him. We've got more than enough at the back. B says City and Chelsea possibly slightly ahead in the US and Asia, but Arsenal, because of their history, way ahead. What do you mean because of their history? What history? Arsenal, Chelsea and City have won multiple European Cups. They've had a much better success over the last 25 years. Over the last 25 years, City and Chelsea have massively overtook Arsenal, which means that anyone who started watching football in the last 30 to 35 years is a Chelsea or a City more so than an Arsenal fan, unless they've got some sort of historic tie to Arsenal via their family or they were born there or whatever. But I think globally, I would say Chelsea and City have got a bigger pull than Arsenal. B says, don't need Gay, what are you on? We don't need Gay. Why do we need Gay? Why do we need Gay? Why do we need a centre-back? Liverpool don't need a centre-back. Our issues hasn't been with our central defence for the most part. It's not the issues haven't been Konate and Van Dijk. That's not the reason Liverpool have lost games of football. G. Lawrence, Arsenal have won 2 European trophies. Key, do your research, lad. Yeah, they've not won any that matter, Chief. Not any that matter. You can't be calling yourself a big club if you've not won a European Cup. Zenden, if Amorim were to get sacked this season, who do you think United should go for? Well, who do I think they will go for? I think it's Gareth Southgate. I think Gareth Southgate would be the next Manchester United manager. But who do I think they should go for is entirely a different kettle of fish. I mean, I think Fabian Herzler ends up at Manchester City. I think if United could get him, then they'd go and get him. He'd be one that, I mean, it depends how. There's lots of managers who clubs will take a gamble on if their playing style is shown to be successful. Like Kieran McKenna in the Championship, if he could get Ipswich back up, I think given his Man United connections, they might even have a gamble on Kieran McKenna. Even Will Still at Southampton. Big clubs like United and stuff, they like their younger managers, don't they? They like that style. So, I do. I think maybe Will Still, Kieran McKenna, maybe even someone like what's his name? The Stuttgart manager, Sebastian Hoeneß. Is it Hoeneß or Hoeneß? Yeah, he's only a young manager. He seems to be doing very, very well in the Bundesliga at the minute. Qualified for Europe last year, albeit not doing very well in it. And United like Angelo Stiller as well, don't they? Angelo Stiller at Stuttgart, and if they were to go and get the Stuttgart manager, that might just make things a little bit easier. Brentford with the ball in, it's gone behind for a corner. You'll never walk alone 20 goal watch United, lad. It is Konate. Konate was one of our best defenders against United. User 1243. I think Liverpool are relying too much on history to avoid the fact that they're in serious bother. What do you mean by serious bother? How are we in serious bother? Rivalry aside, I think it's great to see United step into the void left by a declining Liverpool. Because United would never decline like Liverpool. I remember a famous Manchester United player said that once. United would never decline like Liverpool. Yeah, that worked out well, didn't it? Ginge, don't know what you're all on about. United have won 3 games on the bounce. We're coming for the league. Sarcasm, by the way. You didn't have to say it was sarcasm, mate. You didn't have to say it was sarcasm. I think we all got that it was sarcasm. There's no United fans. There's no football fans who think Man United are finishing in the top 4, let alone winning the league. Shay says, you don't need Gay. Konate and Van Dijk have been unbelievable this season. I won't go as far as unbelievable, but they've not been the issue. They've not been the reason Liverpool have conceded so much. Nick Nack, you've conceded as many goals as Sunderland and Spurs combined. Agreed. Yeah, agreed. But that's not anything to do with how the centre-backs are performing. We've seen a couple of individual errors. We've seen mostly... I just genuinely think it's psychological. I think it affects the whole squad. You know, everyone knows you win as a team, you lose as a team, you defend as a team, you attack as a team. That's why Arsenal are so good defensively. Everyone points to Saliba and Gabriel. It's because Arsenal have like 9 players behind the ball. They defend incredibly resiliently. They don't take any risks. That's due to how Arteta sets them up, and it's due to how the entire team defends. It's nothing to do with Saliba and Gabriel for the most part. Because Saliba and Gabriel very rarely get left 1v1 in the same way that Van Dijk and Konate do. Ethan, it's because Liverpool don't have the strength. Yeah, I wouldn't agree with that. Ginge says if the club sack Amorim, then